It's all about dark. Tanya and I have both experienced this on a really, really extreme level. So we've experienced it ourselves. We've come adept at learning to deal with this, as all twins should. And a lot of people, even though we started talking to a lot of you like over a year and a half ago about this issue, people are still unwilling to address it, but it is an absolute showstopper for your twin path. And it is paralyzing unions for so many. The even worse thing is that there are so many walk-ins coming in right now, and I know you guys don't want to hear about it, or a lot of people don't, but part of the reason that people are coming in to replace twins as a walk-in are because the twin that isn't present is unwilling to recognize or fight the dark or address the dark in an effective way. And the walk-in is actually brought in as someone that can drop and roll and can take care of this. So we want to help you guys and really explain like what this is. So we are going to do that. So before we dive into how your twin's karmic is completely paralyzing your twin path and your progress and annihilating your union, Tanya and I want to clear up one really quick misconception about us.
Lynn and I are twins. We are not each other's twin. My DM actually finds that kind of funny, but anyway.
Yeah. No, my twin is definitely like 100% man. That's not Tanya.
Exactly. So,
yeah. So, Tanya and I are true twins, but we are not each other's twins. We believe in cross-validation and really getting more than one opinion and combining efforts with abilities. And so we cross-validate everything. We work really well together. So we work together, but we are not each other's twins. So there we go. Okay. So if you don't think that your twin's karmic is sending dark to your path, then I want you to ask yourself why you're not in union. Why aren't you in union? Right. There's a number of reasons that people are not in union, but the number one reason that so many twin paths have been paralyzed, let's say paralyzed because it's true, is because there is dark present in your twin relationship. Mm-hmm. So here's the scoop. I had a situation with my twinship that made me so fucking mad that I came on and we did a video maybe a year and a half ago or a year ago that is in this channel that talked about an experience that I had where I had to pull my twin out of dark that was very, very dangerous, and it had almost killed our connection, and it was not a good situation at all, and it just infuriated me. Tanya, we were working really closely together with some dark that was in her journey that was there because of her karmic, and we both got drugged through the mud with this. We noticed that people started reaching out, and there were literally like 2 people in all of the clients that we worked with this entire year that don't have dark in their journeys. So if you think you don't have dark in your journeys, I want you to ask yourself, why aren't you in union then? Because what we're noticing is that there are so many twins out there that are on complete pause and starting to slide backwards, and they're not even close to even making any movement at all because the dark is just, we can smell it from them. The dark is so pungent. People don't want to recognize it. They don't want to face it. They're afraid of it. You guys are freaking twin flames. I mean, you are the lightest of the light, okay? You are immensely powerful. You are way more powerful than dark. But for some reason, a big majority of this community does not want to address this. They want to poo-poo it away, or they want to wait for their, Archangel Michael, you pray, you say these prayers, or you count on your team to handle this for you. But this is why we're brought together. We're brought together to outshine the dark. We're brought together to stand in our power as the light beings that we are. And part of that is outshining dark. So part of the test in this is, are you going to recognize that your union is completely on hold, or your path is completely on hold, and why? Or are you just going to sit there like a lot of people who are unwilling to address this in their union? So what we're going to do, or their journey, we're going to talk about all of the things that we've seen so that you guys know who's doing it, why they're doing it. We're going to give you the rundown on it because it's pretty uniform. Every journey has a strain of it to some degree, except for maybe 2 people that I even know of. And everyone needs to be handled differently. The important thing is that it is addressed. Right. Because for those that are not addressing it, Um, and you leave your twin in dark, we are seeing, like we've been talking about, we really need you guys to stand in your power and stand up for your twins. We really need you to be 100% committed, 100% devoted to your twin and your journey. And we need you to stand up and learn how to protect and clear the dark from your twinship in order to start moving forward again. Because until you do this, there is no movement forward. If dark has your journey, dark has you by the balls.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I've been seeing a lot in the, I don't usually go through YouTube and start looking at various things, but things are starting to jump out at me now that these card readers are actually picking up on this stuff. And it may not be something that you want to look at because it's kind of scary, but trust me, in my own journey and my own experience, when I'm laying in the bed and there is a demon holding me down, growling in my ear, it's pretty terrifying to begin with. And then you get to the point where Lynn and I are not saying that you're running out and you're, you know, everybody's killing dark. That's not, no. Lynn and I actually have this, but it's your responsibility to keep it off of you and your twin.
Yep.
And that's what Lynn and I have tried to get people to realize. You can be trained to do this. Whether you want to look at it or not, it's there. Mm-hmm. I've actually lost a job because of it. I've lost pretty much everything during that time because there was so much dark on me. And I couldn't figure out why. People were turning against me that I knew and loved. But it was the dark influence. And these karmics are the ones sending it. Yeah. At first it seems subtle. And then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So, and it can get to the point where it puts your life in danger.
Yep.
Let's be honest. It's not fear mongering. It's spitting out truth. We don't want you afraid of them. We want you to stand up and fight.
Yep.
Because with this spiritual war, you think about it. If we weren't supposed to be fighting dark, we wouldn't even be here on this planet because there would be no use for it. If your divine team is going to step in and do all this shit for you, then there's no use in us being here. The divine team is just going to handle it for us. It doesn't work that way. So.
Yeah. And this, like Tanya was saying, this doesn't mean that every person needs to go out and fight demons and like whoop demons' asses and this kind of stuff like some of us do on a grand scale. Mm-hmm. But what this means is that you need to be able to reach out to the people that can clear that shit out of there to the point where, okay, now you're clear and we're going to teach you how to use your light and use your love in the proper way and not just, you know, blow a kiss at it and say, but I'm saying prayers that night and Archangel Michael's going to come help me and my team's got me covered. No, your team is sitting there waiting for you mm-hmm. to move on your own behalf. Mm-hmm. And if the problem is the people that are leaving their twins in dark that are absolutely stalled in their paths right now, they've got walk-ins come. They're like, okay, are you going to move forward or are we going to put somebody in the place or we're going to bring a walk-in in here that is going to bring somebody in here that's not afraid to step up to this shit. And I hate to say it, but we heard from another person today who left their twin in dark 6 months ago. We told her to fight it. We told her what was there. She's like, well, you know, I just really want to focus on the good. And I just want to focus on the love and light. And I don't want to deal with this. And then she came back to us the other day and she's like, my twin's completely gone. I don't feel him. I don't know what's going on. And we have to tell her, well, you left him in dark. And what we're seeing is that your walk-in has already replaced you. Like you pass over. And we don't want that to happen to anybody, but we can't get the word out enough that this is dark versus light. This is spiritual wartime. Twins are supposed to come together because you're immensely more powerful when you come together. Your dark trumps light any day of the fucking week. Mm-hmm. And if you're not using that power to keep dark from bouncing off of you, then you're not utilizing the power that you're given as twins. You have to master. I mean, you have to be into mastery, unconditional love. There's all of these things that you need to do in order for you to go into union, right? Into your mission and all of these things that we have to do as twins. But if you are not fighting your dark, you are at a standstill.
I've actually heard God commend twins, even though they're not getting everything right. they're, still, they've still got some things they have to work on, whatever. They're being commended for being so on top of it. And they're being commended for doing everything in their power to help remove the dark, to surrender, all that good stuff. He's not expecting you to get it perfect. He's expecting you to try. It's almost like what he's wanting to see is the initiative.
Yep.
That's all it takes. Trust me, sometimes Lynn and I have some issues because we're getting hit by dark so much. But our divine team will step in to assist us. It's the whole thing of, are you actually going to help do this? Or are you just going to sit back and wait? I've seen divine masculines that I have cried for because they've been left in dark so much. Once they're finally released of it, it breaks them down on a soul level. I don't think any divine feminine would actually want to see their divine masculine in that state. But that's what they're in when you're leaving them there.
Yep. Tanya and I go in, and when we connect with team, and when we're working with the twin, I'll go in and I'll connect with the DM, and immediately I can see if he's broken down. If he's got dark on him, I can see what it is. Like, I can see exactly on the soul level, and I can connect to them and see what's happening. Tanya can see things or sense things in her own way, in her own abilities, and we put those things together. But it is absolutely heartbreaking to see what is happening to these DMs while their DF is just wandering away going, well, I just don't know, I'm waiting, but my divine team is just going to take care of it. No, your divine team is waiting for you to step up into your role as their twin and assist your twin. As long as you've got that effort, as long as you're trying, as long as you're aware, then they're going to do whatever they can to help you. And while Tanya was saying this, I just happen to have notes here from I went to connect to a DM earlier today, and the twin has been busting her ass to keep dark off of her twin. And God actually said this in this thing that I was doing for her. I was connecting, I was giving her input from team. He said, I commend your devotion to your path and in protecting your twin. You are strength among the weak. Your light shines bright. And then he said to her, love her, allow her to lead you so that your light can shine brightly and you can walk your path together. And he was talking about, this is why you guys are going to make it and you're going to go into union, because you are the strong among the weak, which is the mass of the collective that's not doing shit about their dark. And this girl is busting her ass, and she does have a little dark there, a little bit left, but God's saying, I'm going to do everything I can to help you. Your team is doing everything to help you because you're doing everything that you can, and we're going to fill in the gaps.
Right.
But you have to take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
So here's what your karmics are doing. First of all, they've got soul contracts. Most karmics are, I don't even want to get into them not even being like an angelic soul. Most of them are already dark souled. They're either draconian or they're reptilian, or they are voodoo or witchcraft, or they're a dark soul already. They have soul contracts to come together with your twin for the sole purpose of providing a challenge for you to see how well you're going to step into your role. From the light side, so light agrees to allow them to step in as the karmic to see, what you're made of and see what you'll fight for. And the second is dark will also, they're a dark soul. So dark will actually provide them motivation to do whatever it takes and at whatever cost to keep you away from your twin.
Mm-hmm. It's all about snuffing the light.
Mm-hmm.
If they're snuffing your light because you're not together and your twin is pretty much flailing in it, he's completely snuffed. So you're standing here going, well, he's not coming to me. Well, you know what? Take a look at it. Take a look at it. So, because these karmics, they're really not what you're thinking. And if you're sending them love, I used to actually have a karmic, my DM's karmic would jump into my meditations when I would send him love. Every single morning she would be there. So I would send her love, and of course she doesn't like that, but I would send her love and then I'd get her out of the way and send it to him. They're very, very aware of what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So don't think for 2 seconds that they're looking at you going, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
We can go in there and I can connect with the karmic, and she'll start spewing with me. Like, I'm going to do whatever I want. And we'll deal with it. The the karma, here's what they're doing. So they're using Wiccan, they're using witchcraft, they're spell casting, they're using like dark magic, right, is witchcraft, Wiccan, some pagan rituals. They're using voodoo, they're using blood voodoo, they're using hoodoo, they're using mind control. I don't even want to get into that on here, but they are using all kinds of ways to manipulate and influence and they're sending demonics to your twin, to you, with the root intent of doing whatever they can to keep you apart. So if your twin is spewing a bunch of shit to you, which is he's being rude, or you notice that there's like two personalities, that's dark. If you've got demonics, that's dark. If you've got anything that is unexplainable, that seems off, that your twin is cold, if he's being, and this isn't just, you having an argument with him. This is, if you're like, something's not right, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, I'm moving into my path, I'm doing energy clearing, I'm working into mastery, I'm coming from a place of love, faith, unconditional love, and my twin is just like AWOL. We don't know what the hell. He's cold. He is non-responsive. You don't feel him through the connection. You don't have telepathy. You don't have that connection, or it's stunted, or it's muted. There's a problem there.
Right.
There's a big problem there.
Yes, you have to realize that a lot of dark are fallen angels. And this is something that was brought up in a few of our comments in another video. Those fallen angels know exactly how to use unconditional love against us. Mm-hmm. So they know how to speak it. They don't know how to show it, but they know how to speak it. And they are pretty darn convincing. That's all I'm going to say. But the thing is that if your twin is absolutely, he's not sending you love anymore. Or if he's sending you love, there's something still off about it. You can feel it. I mean, anybody who's a twin that actually has that connection, something's wrong about it. No matter whether you're clairsentient, whether you can see, whether you can clairaudient, no matter what it is, it just doesn't matter. You're going to see little bits and pieces of dark in there that need to be removed. And if you're leaving them in it, doesn't look good, because it's your responsibility. So it's kind of like your divine team's looking at you going, okay, something's wrong. Why aren't you investigating it to figure out what's going on? And a lot of the witchcraft and stuff like that, you don't even know where it's coming from. It just all of a sudden your whole entire life falls apart. Well, guaranteed, if your life is falling apart, your DM is having some major issues too. And I had my car for 2 days and I hit a deer, but I saw the entity that ran the deer in front of my car. Yeah. But see, that's the thing, is that there's various things that you can do, and it's not as difficult as people want to make it. Yeah. This is a little too scary to look at.
Well, dark is more afraid of us than we are them. Dark is more afraid of us than we should be of them, because light trumps dark. And all you guys need to know is how to use your light against them. That's it. That's all it is. It's not hard. It's not like you got to go whack a demon with, some kind of weird blade or some kind of shit and like to tear it apart. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. You use your love and your light against dark, and you trump them every single time. That's what it is. When you've got something, when you're really in the thick of it though, and you've got something really severe going on, you're going to need somebody else. Like Tanya and I, we have people on our team that actually do that shit. They go in and they clear the hell out of it. They'll clear you, they'll clear your twin, they'll clear all the dark. They go to the source of it, they stop it. And then they'll clear your houses, they'll clear your energy. Everything gets cleared. And then we're going to work with you to make sure that you know how to keep clear and how to protect and what to look for, because it's your responsibility to keep darkness out of your twinship. So it's not that it's above you or beyond you. You just need to take the initiative to understand what you're dealing with, investigate it, and do whatever you need to do to make sure that you're starting to move forward before it's too late. Because we have a lot of people reaching out to us now that are like, now they're afraid because they're like, but I don't feel my twin at all. I can't, the connection is gone. I'm really worried. I see things going on that shouldn't be happening at this stage, and things are just sliding backwards really fast to the point where they're worried their connection is still there. And we have to be the person to tell them that your twinship is gone.
Well, there's one thing I wanted to add to what I was saying just a few minutes ago about the fallen angel. There's one in particular that he was supposed to originally, before he fell, he was supposed to lead all twins. So guess what? He knows every single thing that you know.
And he's a big shit talker.
We don't even want to get in on him.
He does. Anyway. He just talks shit. He uses it and he just doesn't stop. Anyway.
So that's the one thing you need to think about is all this dark stuff. Lucifer is one of the biggest ones. I'll call him out. I ain't scared. But anyway. He is. He was supposed to be. Yeah, he was supposed to be the ones that led us. Like, you know, Archangel Michael, he jumps in and he assists us in everything that we do in our twinship. Well, in fact, that was supposed to be Lucifer's job. So I want you guys to actually sit there and let that sink in for a few minutes. And then maybe it will open your eyes to a little bit more.
Yeah.
So anyway.
What we want you to do is if you notice anything, if you know something's off, if your connection is dying, I mean, it can even be, okay, we've had people that have had blood clots. We have people that have had cars bombed outside of their house. We've had people that have had septic infections from blood voodoo. We have had people who have had, I mean, just a number of maladies, a number of possessions, a number of like, what the hell is going wrong? Everything. I don't even know how to turn this around. Chances are, if you're this stage in the journey and your twinship is just going south, then there's something there that's doing it to you. Mm-hmm. There is help for that. Reach out to us. Please do. We can direct you. We've got people on our team. Tanya and I look at this stuff and we can diagnose it really fast. But what we'll do is we can help you guys. We can direct you at who can help you eliminate whatever it is that you're dealing with, because they're all very different. It's like each twinship is unique. Every dark case is unique. There are waves of things that go through. Like there was demonic stuff for a while. The demonic stuff moved into little witchcraft, and then it was voodoo, then it was blood voodoo, then it was like this mind control shit. Then it went right back to the blood voodoo. It's really easy for Tanya and I to figure out what's going on. Also, who's doing it? And that's not just the karmic. It's the karmic and their mother, or the karmic and their grandmother, or there's dark history throughout the roots. So you've got in a Wiccan type situation, they tend to go in a coven that's ruled by a demon, right? So you think it's just cute. It's just like this little, we're just doing witchcraft. We're just doing spells. Anybody that uses candles, writes stuff on a dollar bill or writes stuff on a paper and does something with it or burns things, that's a ritual. That's dark. I don't give a shit how you lump it, how you cut it. It's dark. So if you're doing a ritual on any of these new moons or the full moon, any of the moon phases, if you're doing a ritual, you are yourself doing dark. And if you're a twin, you're going to get screwed if you continue to do that. You can do protections. You can do clearings. We can teach you how to do this in a way that you're supposed to be doing your light. But the karmics are, I'm sorry, I get back into the coven thing. Covens tend to be comprised of 3, 5, or like a large scale coven, like a larger coven. So you're going to have your karmic, and there's going to be either 2 people or 4 other people or a shit ton of people. Like I know a girl who's in, like, half the company was involved in the coven that her twin was involved in. So it's not just the karmic. They're banding up. If the karmic is, sometimes they'll hire people to do this stuff for them. Sometimes it's a college friend. We can figure out who it is and who's doing it. And then the important thing is to stop it at the source. So if you're just praying for it to go away all the time and you're trying to get rid of the symptoms, if there's somebody that's doing it actively, which is what the karmics are doing and the people that they're working with, it's going to keep coming until you stop that actual activity from happening. And there's only a few people that know how to do that.
Right.
So
well, it's not just that. You have to look at, I'll give you a little brief rundown. there's two phases of the moon that there's really active, there's a lot of activity. It's the new moon, which is when they're doing the ritual, and then by the time the full moon rolls around, you've got whatever big thing is coming at you. And the thing is
the manifestation of it.
Yeah, you still got the karmic doing this stuff every single day on you. So eventually it's just going to add up until you're so under it, you don't know how to get out. And Lynn and I realize that. That's why we're putting this out there, because a lot of people, it's so subtle, you don't realize it until it's too late.
Yeah.
So, but there's a remedy to it.
There is.
So we're much more powerful than we give ourselves credit for. In fact, you guys like tarot cards. I'm going to give you this one. The Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is what I think about when it comes to us keeping ourselves down, because it's a self-made prison and we can walk out of it at any moment. All we got to do is step into our power. Mm-hmm. So that's what Lynn and I are trying to get you to realize, is the power that you have is immense. So
every single twin has the power to fight dark and kick its friggin' ass. Every single one of us does. Mm-hmm. People just don't want to do it. But the walk-ins that are coming in, and I don't like to fearmonger, but I have had to tell 7 people very close to me that your twinship has been taken because you chose to not address the dark. And because of the dark that was there, the only way to save one of you was there's a walk-in that had to come in that replaced them, that was able and willing to fight the dark that they left their twin in. And I hate to be the one that has to tell people that. Tanya knows. I'm like, oh, I don't want to have this conversation. But I also am not going to mislead you and let you believe that you're still part of a path that you're not, because you didn't do your job. Mm-hmm. We're light.
Right. And most of the time, and
why we're here.
This is something that Lynn and I have actually had to tell, even the karmics. Some of them, they don't realize it. They're just stuck here because it's just comfortable. And this is where they think they need to be. So it's put the claws in and keep him. Mm-hmm. But they have a whole nother path they're supposed to be on. You have a path. Your DM has the path that he's supposed to be on with you. And so it's like there's like, what, 4 people at least held up in this whole thing. So if you're wanting to look at it in a different way, look at it like that. Everybody's shit's being put on hold.
Tanya and I have roles in our mission where we actually we work directly with God, Archangel Michael, but we bring karmics. Like, I'll go and connect to a karmic. We will bring the karmic to God and have this conversation. Like, what are you doing? And we're not saying at all that we're going to eliminate the karmic. What we're saying is we're eliminating their ability to influence your twinship any longer with the stuff that they're doing. And then usually what goes down is that the karmics are brought to the place where they're brought to an understanding through God, through Michael, that, your job here is done. You've done everything that you could to screw up this union. You did well. Like, trust me, you did a good job because you brought dark pretty freaking heavy. But you've got a soulmate waiting for you, and the rest of your life is like on this path for you, waiting for you. Like, you've done your job. Move on. You've got people waiting on this path that are delayed. Somebody told me 2 days ago that, well, I still have my twin and his karmic still have soul contract worked to complete. And I was like, bullshit. Because we go up there and we look at the soul contracts with God, and God shredded this person. I said, I was there when we did it. We shredded the contract is shredded. Every twin or every karmic and twin soul contract at this point was over like a year ago. Like, there should be nothing left that will keep that karmic there continuing to fling dark into your path. There should be nothing. She should be moving on her way, or he should be moving on his way into their own soul growth, because they've got somebody that's waiting there. Everybody has another lesson. It's like part of soul growth. You have to be compassionate enough to send light and love and just love the karmic onto their path and help them realize that, okay, your next part of your journey is this way, and you've got a beautiful life ahead of you. You've done your job. So sometimes they just need a little nudging to get them moved along, because most of the time they're not happy there anyway. At least the ones I talk to, they're like, I don't give a shit about him. I'm just here because of the money, because of the lifestyle, because of the kids. Even then the kids aren't happy. I mean, it's time for them to move on. It's been time for them to move on. So if somebody tells you you still have work to do in your contract, it's a lie.
I know we ran through a lot of it, but it's all kind of connected. So, yeah.
Okay, so what we don't want you doing, another thing, is hating on the karmic.
Yeah.
Joey, we really want to reiterate that. You'll have all kind of tests to see if you're going to, you can make choices that would harm the karmic. The karmic is there for a reason. Mm-hmm. The karmic has helped you develop on your soul growth and your path, just like she has the twin or he has the twin. So if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and post them below.